April 1st, 2020. We had a little cold snap last week or so. Had a minor issue with the ram pump. Split one of the fittings on the pump itself, so I'm going to pull it out and see if we can recover it. Well, I mean, we will recover it. The question is, how much work will it be? And how expensive will it be? Hopefully not too bad. Just at a preliminary look, it looked like it's fixable without too much hassle. So, time to pull it down. You know what that means. Bypass that water. Alright, so I unbolted all the mount straps here, and this is the actual split point right here. It almost looks like that glue didn't take super well. But I'm pretty sure it got a freeze, and that's probably what separated it. I'm going to see if I can clean that up and just PVC glue it back together. That would be the ideal answer. And cheap, which is good. Although, I actually probably could pick up, well, yeah, maybe not. I'm not sure if this is threaded or not. No, I guess it isn't. I guess that's just a bushing. But anyway, not a big deal. Should repair fairly easily. We can get back online and pump it. Alright, so problems like I'm fixing right now are the exact reason we put the union on here. That union makes all the difference for disconnecting the pump, so you can take the pump back to a shop or whatever to work on it. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to fix something like that in the mud and the muck. So, back to the greenhouse, since I don't have an actual shop. Alright, so while I'm at it, I'm going to do some basic work on this valve, this impetus valve. This is the valve that the water comes out through and comes to the slamming stop. This is the primary valve. So this hex nut coupling connected the brass part of the pump that connects to the flapper valve in there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, connects to that. That's all one piece. But this wasn't heavy enough when I first installed it, so I added this threaded rod, and then that's when I added magnets and other weights to improve the stroke cycle on the pump, so it would be open longer and accumulate more velocity before closing, and consequently pump more water. But this has been on for about a year now. I've replaced this once or twice already, and it's been on for about a year now, and this is, I think this was 3/8 threaded rod, and this whole piece was threaded rod, and you can see how much wear this has taken in the year that it's been functioning. And so now it's not guiding quite as narrow, and you can see we're starting to show wear here where it goes through there as a result. I haven't figured out any great solutions for that as of yet. But the big thing is to replace this rod so that the guiding is being done up top here. So I'm going to cut a new piece of threaded rod and put on here and replace that, and then we'll go from there. But that hopefully will get us back into functional, reliable for the 2020 growing season, because I think we're going to need it this year. Supply chains, economy, everything is screwed up this year. We're going to try and come through it anyway. Okay, so I was debating back and forth about epoxy or PVC glue. The fit is a little bit loose, which is why I was even debating. I think I'm going to go with PVC glue, but I'll just show you the fit here quick. You can see it slides in and out pretty easily. So I sanded both of these down pretty good with some, I think it's like 200 grit sandpaper or something like that. Might be 600. So the surfaces are prepped. I think I'm going to try PVC glue this time. If it pops back off again, I will probably use epoxy and just go heavy and basically just bond these pieces together solid, because otherwise I got to replace all these parts because all these bushings are bonded. I probably should just put a new bushing on here, but not too keen on going out to stores at the moment. We'll make do with what we got. That's part of being a homesteader and farmer, working with the tools you got. Alright, so I'm going to glue this up. I also, I'll show you the valve. I made a new threaded rod up for that. Okay, so this is the old one that wore out, and obviously the new one is installed. I'm going to use some Loctite or epoxy, probably epoxy because it dries faster, on the threaded rod, just to make sure it doesn't back itself out with all the hammering effect. And then we'll let that bond for 24 hours, as well as the PVC pipe, and probably reinstall tomorrow night or maybe Friday, and put the RAM back online for the season. Hopefully we won't have too many more super cold nights, but I will definitely be sure to shut it down if we do, just to be sure we don't have any more breaks. So that's that for now. Guess I'll show you a final shot once it's glued up, and then next we'll have it operational. Alright, there we go. Coated the threaded shaft with epoxy, put some epoxy down into the nut, spun it in there, cleaned up the excess for the most part. That should keep it from pounding its way back out. I find if I don't do this within a day or so, even if you use double nuts, double tightened on each other or whatever, this all the pounding of the ram pump actually makes the nut loosen back up, and then the rod falls out, and then bad things happen to your valve. So until I come up with a better solution for this, this works for about a year, and that's about how long it takes to wear down the threaded rod shaft to where it needs replacement. So far so good, and we'll go take a look at the PVC quick. So unfortunately most of my PVC glue that I had in reserve is gone bad or going bad. I used the least gone bad stuff I had in stock. I just can't even afford to go buy some PVC glue right now. But so I used what I had. It was kind of jelly. I don't know if that's going to bond well, but I pushed it together. I did a full 360-degree spin to, you know, make it coat evenly inside the fitting, and I put them together, and I'm going to let them sit here for overnight, I guess, and see if it has taken tomorrow, and if not, then move on to plan B. Probably just go to epoxy, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to go get PVC glue. So that's that for now. So here we are, April 4th or 5th, I don't know, the days are all blending together with what's going on. But ram pump is repaired, valve is repaired for the season. Got one of the magnets hanging out with it. Don't even know if we'll need that just yet. I did that PVC glue repair the other night. The PVC did not hold at all, so I pulled it back out and I tried gluing it with epoxy. We'll see what that does for now. It's all I've got. It's all I've got money for at the moment, and so we're just going to have to roll with it. But we're going to go ahead and reinstall this and see if we can put her back online. Hopefully that'll put us functional for the 2020 season. I think we're going to have to make a run for it this year. Alright, so I got the pump basically almost in place. I should mention that these gaskets that go on the inside of the unions here, they go like right into that ring. I think you can see that ring on there. They go into that ring. Those tend to fall out pretty easily, so what I do when I remove the pump or take any union fitting off is I dig the gasket out and I stick it in my pocket. I've lost a bunch of these, and they're not all that expensive, but they are expensive for what they are. I think they're like $1 a piece or something like that. And also, it takes some time to find them at the plumbing department, so easier just to hang on to them. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we are. Straps all back in place, tightened down. The two little plastic carriers I made to set this up so it wouldn't put pressure on any of the fittings over here is in place. Valve's ready to go. Now all we gotta do is put some water in this puppy. Oh yeah, and hook up the discharge. Oh, it's that time. We're gonna shut off the bypass. Let that water back up and flow on down. Okay, we had a bit of an issue with water supply coming from the spring. The water crust has grown in real dense and it was slowing some of the spring inflow out, so I had to scrape a little bit of it out. Not too much, mind you, just a little bit. So ram reservoir is filling. We'll let that fill up good, and then we'll do a quick flush out. And we'll be back online and pumping, theoretically. Alright, I think we got most of our flow issues worked out. Reservoir gauge is registering some water. Discharge line's hooked up. Mosquitoes are flying. First mosquitoes I've seen this year to speak of. So hey, that's fun. But it's a nice 60-some degrees out, so I'll take it. Let's see if we can get her to run. Take that weight off for now. Got to reprimer a bit. There we go. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. .2020 water pumping. Thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Chickens wanted to make a quick appearance on camera. They told me so. Right, Rooster? Rooster! Hey! What you doing, dude? Ah. Keeping those ladies in line, huh? You go bar.